com. I just walked in from trick-or-treating with my wife and Coralia and Jacob. They have a trick-or-treat type thing at our local mall, the Ocean County Mall. So we took the kids there, and I am the type of person that is not comfortable in large crowds of people. I guess it's from my time in the service. I was in special operations, so I'm always looking around with my head on a swivel, and I'm always looking at people, and I don't trust people, and I think, something is going to happen. So I get anxiety, especially when I'm with my family. So I don't like crowds very much. But kids had a good time. When you have that many things going on at once, it's just really hard to keep control, and it's hard for the mall to coordinate everything. But Jacob, we were only there for about a half hour, and Jacob looked up. He was like tugging on my leg, and I looked down on him. He looked up at me, and he said, "Daddy, I'm tired." So he had big bags under his eyes. Remember when we got there too, and I told my wife that. So we didn't end up staying long, and the kids had some fun. Real trick-or-treat for my town is Sunday, unlike the rest of the world, because we have like the second largest Halloween parade in the country on actual Halloween. So we're the only town practically in the United States that trick-or-treats on the wrong night. So anyway, I'm going to read a story here, an email, and then I'm going to touch on something that I had a conversation with somebody with earlier today, and I'll touch on that lightly. All right. She didn't say whether or not I could use her name, so I'm just going to, play it safe and just not share the name. She says, "Hey Ryan, my name is. I started following you on YouTube, which then I started to follow you on Instagram. I'm having an extremely hard time. I was addicted to opiates for several years, and once I hit rock bottom, I was forced to get clean. I never managed to learn how to get clean, so I thought going to a methadone clinic was a better option. I currently have been on the program for 3 years, and in my head, I was clean. I wasn't at a high dose. I have a job. I'm back in touch with my family, but I still had a lack of drive. Last Friday, October 21st, was my last dose. So officially, I've been clean for 6 days. Some days are better than others. Unfortunately, the bad has been overpowering. I can't stop crying. I'm eating a little, but due to the lack of sleep, I chose to take a few days off of work. Today, the crying got so bad, my grandma, who knows I stopped taking the meds, had to literally hold me, and I just cried for what seemed like a half hour straight. I have no desire to use because the clinic helped me break that shady cycle. Besides, I never used here in New York, only in Florida, so there's no triggers. However, the depression due to the chemicals in my brain are making things very rough. I have support from my family, but I need further support. I looked up NA meetings in my area. I live in Queens, New York, but it's scary to go alone, and I was wondering if there were any people you could put me in touch with so I don't have to go alone and help build a larger support system for myself. I don't have health insurance to go and talk to a counselor, so I feel completely lost. If you were able to read this, thank you so much. You can contact me back, and I'm not going to share her information." All right, yeah, I could totally hook you up with some people. If there are people on here, the thing that's scary about the internet world is that I don't want people to directly put out their information right on the channel and say, "Hey, I live in this area, let's meet up." Just because I don't want some creep out there to say, "Yeah, I'll go to a meeting with you." It's just, there's too many creeps out there. So it's better off if somebody who lives in this area that wants to meet up, preferably, and I'm not being sexist, preferably a female, to go with her the first meeting. That's just for safety reasons. But if you could contact me directly, I'll talk to you and then put you in touch with her. But I have some people I know that are in New York that may possibly go to a meeting with you. Okay? What I want to talk about real quick about your email is that you said you're 6 days in from methadone. Now, something that is often overlooked with methadone withdrawal is depending on how long you're on methadone, it builds up in your system. There have been plenty of times where I've talked with people who have been, 7, sometimes crazy or not, 10 days in to not having anything, and they have no withdrawal symptoms. And they tell me, they're like, it's a miracle. I don't have any withdrawal symptoms. I feel incredible. Like nothing's different. Maybe I just have great genetics, or I'm lucky. And I keep it real with everybody. Methadone, for most people, it takes many days for it to come out of your system and start actual withdrawal symptoms. So a lot of the beginning feelings, like when they're 2 or 3 days into it without taking their dose, they think that they have such horrible withdrawals, but it's actually like an opposite of the placebo effect. You think that you're having withdrawals, but you're causing the withdrawals. The medication is still in your system. So your withdrawals usually don't start for a few days after you stop methadone. So keep that in mind as time goes on, that it may, I don't want to scare you, it may get a little rough for the next couple days. Depending on how long you've been on methadone. You didn't mention how long you took methadone for. So that's a key factor when you're deciding how long it may be till your withdrawal symptoms kick in. Very well could be in withdrawal right now, but I don't know because, you have symptoms of it. If you have depression and you're crying, that's something that many of us deal with. I dealt with it. I had some of the toughest guys on the planet contacting me crying and saying, I feel like something's wrong with me. I can't stop crying. Sarah McLachlan commercials come on with the dogs and I'm crying. And it's just, you haven't felt in a long time. Your brain chemicals are freaking out and you actually have emotions. So it's very normal to be very, very over emotional during withdrawals. Now, the other thing I want to talk about that I mentioned earlier in the video is that I had a conversation with a gentleman this morning who, every once in a while I'll talk to somebody who, they tell me they really, really want to get clean. Okay? They're willing to do anything to get clean. And, the more I talk with the person, the more excuses I hear. Why they haven't been able to do it and why they may not be able to do it now. And when you're already setting yourself up for back doors for getting out of the withdrawal or the recovery, if you're making excuses for why now might not be the right time, you're not going to make it. You have to go into withdrawal with everything you have. When you can't find your drug and you will do whatever the hell it takes to find it, you have to act exactly like that with recovery. Nothing's going to stop you from getting clean. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. If I couldn't find my stuff, I don't know how I did it, but every day I was able to get it. It was like there was no way in hell. I had no money. No one had anything. But by, 3 o'clock every day, I had it. Because it was like no matter whatever I had to do, I would do to get it. You have to implement that same attack on your recovery. And you all know what it is. You're all thirsty. You all have that same drive to get what you need when you feel sick. Now you have to put that towards your recovery. And I told him that. Because when you look at it that way, when you put the two sides up, you say, you'll do anything for the drug, but then when it comes to recovery, it's like, I don't know. You spend $150,000, $200,000, $300,000 over the years on drugs, and I know many of you have, because I did. It wasn't even my money most of the time. But you spend all this money, but when it comes to recovery, it's like, I don't have any money, I don't have... Whatever it took to get this, you got to do with this. Okay? And you know what I'm talking about. So I wanted to touch on that because they are the same thing. The drive to get what you need done for your life is there. You have it in you. You've proved it day after day while you're using. Now implement that towards your recovery and you'll live a fantastic life. Okay? You are all driven You're all driven when you need something. And when you put everything that you have into something, you can accomplish it. You've been doing the wrong damn thing for a long time, but if you put that same drive into something good, imagine what you can do, okay? If you do something good every day for years and years and years, you build one hell of a life. You build a very happy life, okay? A life of meaning, a life of, substance, and you enjoy waking up every day because you enjoy what you do for a living, or you have new goals every day because you attain them, because nothing stops you from doing it. You all have it. Believe me, there's no special person on this planet that is more gifted in drive. Everybody has the same drive. Sure, some people are more physically, talented, or some people are smarter, but I'll tell you what, I've met people that were 10 times smarter than I was. Okay? The people that I have working around me that help me out with things are much smarter than me. The reason I have them work with me is because they have a drive. All right? And I know that my ideas that I give them will get done because they're smart and they have the same drive as me. Now, if they were just smart and they didn't have the drive, they wouldn't be doing anything. And I see it all the time. I see these smart people who have everything at their fingertips are just lazy. But if they just implemented their drive, the drive that we all have, they could do whatever the hell they wanted to. So, whatever it takes, okay? You need to tell yourself that. Whatever it takes, I'm going to do it. Nothing's going to stop me. I will not fail. I will get clean. I will stay clean. I will live a long, happy life. Okay? If you want to share your story, you can email me at ryan@comsport.com. In the subject line, put YouTube story, my story. Let me know if you want to use your first or last name or stay anonymous. My wife's looking at some pictures from the trick or treat, and maybe I'll add some pictures up. I don't know. I don't even really know how to do that, so I'm gonna have to look into it. I'm not exactly the most tech savvy, but I might be able to contact one of those smart people I was just talking about to ask them how to put pictures up on the screen during the video. Because Jacob's a firefighter, which, he's adorable. But Coralia she's Belle from Beauty and the Beast. And I swear, they're my kids, so I'm biased. But my daughter is the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen in my life. She really is. So I want to share their pictures. They just looked adorable. So leave some love, leave some advice for her. She didn't share her name. And check out some more videos, leave some love. And I will see you guys tomorrow. All right? Thanks.